Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And on the last episode, we were freeze drying some green beans, and it took a little bit longer than what the video would allow, so we had to go ahead and wrap it up. Well, they are ready now, and the number of hours it took for these green beans was 27 hours.
Not long.
Not long. It wasn't bad. Our original guess was 36. How close were you on your guesses? I saw a few people saying 40 hours and some different stuff, but it took 27 hours. So now let's get them out so you can see what they look like.
They were not frozen either.
Yes, they were not frozen, which is a big adds time to it.
Anymore, is it? It's not doing the water thing anymore?
No, because I dumped that thing and we're good and clean now.
Oh, yeah. Crunchy. We had that many left over that didn't fit in the gallon jar, so we put them in our Mylar bag with the oxygen absorber, and now he's just sealing it with our little Harvest Right sealer thing, and then we'll put that one in long-term food storage. And then the next round of green beans that we do, I'll not put in a gallon jar. I'll also put in Mylar bags for long-term storage.
All right, and then everybody's favorite part. It's time to try. I want to try the freeze dried one first because I think those are still going. All right, so these are not rehydrated. It's just freeze dried.
Tastes like a green bean.
It tastes like a green bean. Shucking all my stuff.
I mean, but I'm shocked how much it actually does taste like a green bean.
Yeah, it really it tastes 100% like green bean.
Like straight out of the garden. Still sweet.
It is.
It's wild.
Just a little chalky.
Yeah.
But that's because everything's out of it. But it would work in a pinch. Mm-hmm. All right, let's try the hydrated ones. All right, so this isn't, I would say it probably needed a little bit longer, but we're just going ahead and doing it. It looks, I mean, it kind of is like a green bean that's been cooked.
Yeah.
The texture-wise.
Tastes like a green bean.
Yeah.
Like a raw green bean.
I'm hoping you can hear it, but I mean, the crunch is loud and good.
Yeah.
Snaps.
Perfect.
Yeah, tastes delicious.
Such an easy way to preserve them.
It is. It's so nice.
So we had an adult day where it was just me and Zach, and we spent some time in the pool, but I made this tomato, cucumber, and vinegar salad, which was 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of vinegar, 1/4 cup of oil, 1/4 cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt and pepper, 3 cucumbers, 3 tomatoes, and 1 onion. And it was really yummy.
And then I made us a T-bone steak and barbecued some onions. It's one of our favorite things to do. It's really yummy. And now this is the next day, and it is time to water the animals. So we're just getting the water hose pulled over. That is a future project that we definitely need to take care of, is getting some water up to these barns. But right now we're dragging about 300, 400 foot of water hose back and forth, but it looks a lot worse than it actually is. During this, we always like to give the animals some nice little hay to keep them off my back a little bit, because if not, they're all over you. All right, and here I am adding some goat minerals to the barn. So you want to keep your goats having fresh goat minerals on hand at all times. They'll only eat it when they need it. Their bodies are pretty good about that. If they don't need it, it won't smell good or taste good. If their bodies do need it, they'll lick it up. So we were just kind of prepping actually for our vacation.
So we are leaving actually tomorrow. So you'll be seeing this in real time today. And tomorrow we are headed out for our vacation, our long vacation of the year until our winter vacation. And we are so excited. We're going on our first cruise. We told you all about it a little bit, and we just absolutely cannot wait. Obviously Jed's going to be here on the farm taking care of everyone, but just as responsible, farm owners, our part is to make sure that the kind of behind the scenes stuff is done, like the minerals and making sure there's enough feed in the barn, which Zach did yesterday. So that kind of stuff is our job. And then while we're gone, he keeps everyone fed and happy and alive, and everything else is maintained.
And here is just, you see the goats getting a nice drink of the cold fresh water. I'm sure you are a lot like us here in Kentucky. It has been brutally hot. So when that happens, you got to be, cognizant of the water that you have and knowing that your animals are drinking that hot water. So you want to make sure that you're changing it out, cleaning it out very often, keeping them in that nice, fresh, cold water. So this is the next morning. Y'all are getting a lot of shots here. We're actually was trying to get this video to give you so much of the information and kind of see what we do throughout like a whole week. But this is starting the milking process. You saw Daisy goes in there very easy now, and I'm just feeding the other three hoodlums that aren't doing anything for us. I'm just kidding. But we're just getting that process started and the milking process started. We are still milking, yes. However, we're able to leave because she does still have her calf on her, and as that calf is getting older, she's using less or taking less milk. We're taking less milk, so it's not as needed to milk every single day like it is as soon as they calf. It's just the process that we take with milking our cow because she's pregnant again, or she will be, and so we're always going to stay in milk, and we're allowed to like let her ease up and take a break and actually rest her body. Now it's time to get over in the garden. So it is chaos over here. We've had a lot of rain and a lot of heat, so a lot of things are exploding. You're seeing the sweet potatoes right now with a random ground cherry that decided to pop up in here and be a volunteer. We decided to let it go because we love ground cherries and we wanted just to have more of them. Right here you're seeing our Mexican sunflowers with a pretty little bee on it doing its job. I love being out in the garden in the mornings. You're going to see a lot of bees out here. But Mexican sunflowers, you can see how big and bushy this thing's getting. Now we're over into the primary big garden.
Here's our beautiful zinnias and our sunflowers that we're getting all kinds of pretty bouquets from. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook too, because that's where we're posting a lot of pictures, stories, reels. We post every single day on those. So I know some people don't like them, but we post a lot of beautiful things and a lot of information and helpful and fun things on there too. So make sure you follow those. But lots of zinnias, lots of sunflowers, lots of stuff coming in. Another beautiful bee. They're everywhere. They're doing their job. Where I was going with the Facebook and Instagram is that Zach posted a picture of about 9 bees on a flower, and it was the coolest picture ever. They were just going to town, doing their thing, and they were all working together to get it pollinated.
Yeah, and actually in just a minute you'll get to see them on the video, but it doesn't do it as justice as it does with the picture. Okay, let's talk about the stuff that's providing us food. Right here, you're seeing a bunch of rattlesnake pole beans that have really taken off. This is in the place of where the peas were earlier in the year. We haven't harvested from here yet, but they're doing great. Moving into here is further down into the bed. This is where we have some pumpkins. There's some cucumbers that are in there, and I'm pretty sure we even have a watermelon, but the pumpkins are kind of the primary thing taking over. As you can see, there's a few of them growing in here. Now it's tomato time. So as you can see in here, we've got some big red ones that are starting to grow, and we're starting to get a pretty good amount of harvest from them. However, the primary thing I want to talk about here was how we're growing our tomatoes. So I had told y'all in previous videos, we're just letting them go. We're letting them go wild. We're not pruning, and that was going really well, and it still is. However, some learnings that I'm definitely getting from this is I need more support. As you can tell, we have a primary stock that's tied and staying to that fencing, and however the rest of it's just kind of falling over. So for next year we'll definitely have more support, but I do like letting them grow wild.
We have gotten some really pretty tomatoes though, just not enough to can. Here's our loofah gourds. They're doing amazing as usual, but always a top thing in the garden, and they always try to take over everything else. But we do love our loofahs, so we give them room every year.
And here are our peppers. So this is that jigsaw pepper. Y'all know I've been trying to grow one of those for so long. We're finally starting to get some small fruit that's showing up on there. Now that we are getting so hot, the peppers are starting to show up. But just like last year, I'm expecting a late push for a lot of the peppers and have a big harvest near the end of the year. Moving over into here is where our zucchini and squash is, and you can tell that we have some squash bug issues that are starting to happen. And
which is okay.
Yes, it is.
We are tired of squash.
No kidding. The okra, though, it's doing really well. And that is a daggone swan gourd that has not one swan gourd on it, but it is growing everywhere. Moving into the pumpkin patch, my favorite spot. So the pumpkin patch is really growing huge, and there's a lot of pumpkins that are in here. Starting to see a little bug pressure here and there, but overall they're looking good, and we're right on track for these to start dying back probably in the next 30 to 45 days, which will get us into perfect time for when people want to start buying pumpkins.
We always have to watch and make sure we keep Rusty off of the pumpkins because he thinks they're balls, and he gets really excited and he'll try to eat them and play with them.
So Jen mentioned this earlier in the video. Here is the 9 bees that are going to town in this flower. At first I thought it was beetles, but that is a bunch of bees doing their job.
So that was kind of the week that we had. We hope you enjoy that kind of way that we shot that. It's a new thing that we're trying, but it's convenient for us. It lets you all see and hear information at the same time kind of together. So yeah, we had a really good week, and we're going to have a really good week this week too.
Yes, but before we do that, we have some really big, exciting news to share with you all that Jen has been working on through that week that wasn't part of this footage.
So I talked earlier about following us on Facebook and Instagram, and we have a very large community there, and we love those communities. We love YouTube as well, but it's just some of our platforms and people that we talk to and people we've met. And through talking to them, a lot of people have requested a way to know how to make tinctures because everybody is interested in doing it for themselves. You all know that we sell them in our store, and we will always, but our biggest thing is that we encourage others to learn how to do it for themselves. So with that, I have been working for a while on an ebook about how to make tinctures. So it is a digital download. It will come straight to you when you purchase it. You will download it onto your phone or computer, either one. You don't have to have a desktop. And it's just a cool little resource that'll tell you all about how to make tinctures, what you need, and then at the end we talk about our top 10 favorites and how we use them and what we do with them.
So this is really exciting. I know she doesn't give herself enough credit. Like, it was just like, yeah, there it is. It's out there. But it's a pretty big deal. It's something that, she wanted to make sure that she did right, and she wrote it out good so people can start doing this themselves. But this is going to be like the start of a collection. So tinctures is first. I think salves will be next. And we'll be doing that when we get back from vacation. However, there's going to be several of these like small, very small, specific books that eventually will probably become a physical book later down the road once she's kind of created them. It's like almost doing chapters, per se. And then once they're all done, it can be put together. But the benefit of that and doing it this way is it allows you all to get this for super cheap.
Yep.
And you can go ahead and get these specific chapters and little bitty books on something that you're very dedicated and wanted to learn how to do.
Yeah. So it's in the same spot as all of our other stuff.
Yep.
It's on our website at thestivershomestead.com. Go into the tincture portion and you will find it there. And that's where you can purchase it and then download it immediately, and you can have it forever. You can print it if you want to, or you can leave it digital. Up to you.
So that does lead us into saying that, we're doing this with the ebook. All of our tinctures are basically back in stock. There's only a couple that aren't, and we're just waiting on them to finish their brewing, which will happen once we get back from vacation. But if you order a physical product, so not the ebook will be delivered to you immediately. If you order a physical product, tincture, salve, anything like that, there's going to be a slight delay in it getting shipped out to you because, like we said, you're watching this the day before we leave for a week vacation. Mm-hmm. We're the only ones that do that with the help of our mothers sometimes, but they're going with us. So we're going to be gone for a while, but as soon as we get back, we will get those orders printed, shipped, and out to your mailboxes. Just wanted to go ahead and give a heads up because I didn't want anybody to be worried, like, what's going on with our order? It's just because we're not here.
And to be honest, you probably won't notice it. We ship stuff out very quick. This will be like more normal time of what everybody else does.
Right.
But if you're interested in those tinctures, I do suggest going ahead and ordering them because there is only limited quantities and the popular ones are back. Just be aware that you won't get it immediately like you usually do. It'll just be a few more days.
Yeah. So there's so many things for you all to do after this video. One, go check out this book. It's pretty cool. I'll have a link down below. Two, let us know what you thought about this feel of video. Sometimes we like to, it seems like we almost rush and we do like a day, like a quick day, like we're just shooting it. But this style allowed us to show a very long span. And then you really get to really allow you all to see what we're doing in kind of a week around here on the homestead. So we're just trying out new things, keeping things fresh. Let us know down in the comments if you like it or if it was something that you are interested in, and we'll try to add more of that in the future.
Third, go like us on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you're following us there because we're growing that community and we want you to be a part of that too.
Yep.
If you don't do Facebook and Instagram, we'll still be here, but it's just if you want extra and be in the loop on some things.
Absolutely. But other than that, you all, we'll see you in about a week.
Yep.
If you're new around here, please do hit that subscribe button.
Yep, we love y'all.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.